What you are about to see is an audio play performed by professional voice actors who have not seen the script beforehand. In fact, they can't see it now, even as I speak. They are going to be performing the entire show cold. And let me tell you, as a voice actor myself, this is a challenge. But it is also a fun and interesting way to work, and we hope you enjoy it. This particular show is called Strange Tales from Dr. Detecto's Library of the Weird and Unexplained. The script is a mashup of episodes from two genuine old-time radio shows, The Strange Dr. Weird and Inner Sanctum Mysteries. I've kept the majority of the program's original dialogue and plots, but changed the characters' names and some of the story elements. The commercial you'll hear is from a genuine advertisement from 1950. Now, here's tonight's premise. The year is 1948, and the veteran radio theater troupe, the Theremin Theater Players, have been performing their weekly horror radio program, Strange Tales from Dr. Detecto's Library and Museum of the Weird and Unexplained, for the past year. This week, however, there has been a problem. The cast has arrived at the studio to perform the highly secretive mystery plays they rehearsed yesterday, only to find all copies of the script have been locked away in the studio's vault. The only person who can open the vault is the head writer, and he is passed out drunk in the manager's office. Therefore, our intrepid radio actors must perform an unapproved and unrehearsed script that they found on the floor of the studio. Cold. Reading and performing the only copy they have of it live for the very first time for the millions of their loyal radio listeners who have tuned in. But never fear, for these highly skilled actors are true professionals in every way. Our show features the following talented actors playing a few roles each. In order of their appearance, we have T.J. Anthony, myself, George Ledoux, Kat Peterson, Brandon P. Jenkins, Trendane Sparks, Liisa Lee, and Damon Alums. So, without further ado, please grab your favorite snacks and beverages, turn out your lights, and sit back and relax as we present Strange Tales from Dr. Detecto's Library and Museum of the Weird and Unexplained.
Welcome to the Strange Tales from Dr. Detecto's Library and Museum of the Weird and Unexplained. Old stories line the walls of the Doctor's dusty library, and strange objects are crammed into every nook and cranny of the moldering mansion. The Doctor is expecting us, so please follow me through the front door. Good evening, Doctor. I found some friends. Friends waiting outside. I think their car has died.
Oh, how unfortunate. But come in, won't you? I'm Dr. Detecto, and I detected you outside my door on this dark and stormy night. I said dark and stormy night! Yes, that's better. Why, what's the matter? You seem a bit nervous. My instruments detect an increasing heart rate and anxiety coming from you. Perhaps the cemetery outside has upset you. Or maybe it's the cat's litter box here next to the door that's in desperate need of cleaning. Well, there are far worse things than cemeteries and dirty litter boxes. Perhaps I can help settle your nerves by showing you around my home. Welcome to Dr. Detecto's Library and Museum of the Weird and Unexplained. Here, I have collected strange stories and curios from all over the world using my specialized detecting equipment. Follow me this way, won't you? You know, living next to a cemetery does have its advantages, especially for a master detector like myself. I've used my specialized detecting inventions to discover many of these amazing objects in that field of stones and bones. What? Why, yes, I occasionally have to pry open an old box or container to retrieve an object, but it's all in the name of science, so it's okay. If the British Museum can do it, then why can't I? You know, my detectors can detect more than just precious metals. My inventions can also detect souls. Souls of the departed who are trapped on this earthly plane until science can help them on their way. So, if I stumble upon a few pricey baubles that no one will miss now and again, what's the problem? Ah, I see you're admiring my stuffed raven. Whoops, my mistake. The stuffed one's in the basement. This one is very much alive. His name is Beelzebub. Isn't he a magnificent creature? Ravens are very intelligent birds, but this one is especially so. Why don't I tell you a story about another raven I knew? I call it the Dark Wings of Death. It begins in New York City in the small East Side apartment of Ted and Rose Kennedy, who are having a slight discussion.
Ted, I'll tell you, if your Uncle Simon won't lend you the money, you'll have to kill him and take it. Do you hear?
But look, Rose, if we just wait a little longer, he's so old and feeble. He may die any day now.
We can't wait! That shortage in your account will be discovered by next week. We've talked this all over before. Why are you hesitating now? Are you afraid?
No, it's not that. It's that pet raven of Uncle's. It makes me so uneasy.
His raven. So that's it. You're afraid of a bird?
Now, wait a minute, Rose. That raven isn't an ordinary bird. The way it watches me with those red eyes, and the way it screeches whenever I'm in the room. Well, it almost acts as if it knew what I was thinking of killing Uncle Simon.
All right, Ted. Go to prison then.
No! I'll do it! If I have to. I'm gonna try to borrow the money from him first.
You can try, but you won't get it. And you better get over that horrible old tenement he lives in with his supper. He's eaten it and fallen asleep. Remember just how we planned everything. Turn on the gas heater, unlighted, so it'll look like he's been blown out and he's died in his sleep.
A few minutes later, Ted Kennedy was entering a small, bitterly cold room on the top floor of an ancient tenement building that stood on the very banks of the East River, its windows looking directly down on the cold gray water. In a bed against the wall, a white-haired old man lay, his face lighting up with malicious amusement as Ted entered. On the head of the bed perched a huge black raven. As it saw Ted, it flapped its wings angrily.
Back, Lucifer, back!
Come on in, Ted. You needn't be afraid of Lucifer.
I brought you some soup and sandwiches for your supper, Uncle Simon. I'll put them on the table here.
Not poisoned, are they, Ted? Not poisoned by that pretty little devil you married?
Uncle, for heaven's sake, don't be absurd. Here, eat your supper before the soup gets cold.
All right, Ted. Now then, what's on your mind? You want something, I can tell. Out with it, Ted.
All right, Uncle Simon. I'm $4,000 short in my accounts at the gas company.
Eh?
I've got to replace the money this week, or I'll be caught.
And you want me to leave? Is that it?
Please, Uncle, you've got to. You wouldn't let your only living relative go to jail, would you?
You putz!
Hey, watch it! You're spitting on me!
Why, of course I'd let you go to jail. If you've stolen, you should pay the penalty.
I said, stop spitting on me!
You stupid fool. I'm not going to fix your mistakes.
Why, you miserable old skinflint! I'll...
Choking me! Lucifer! Lucifer!
No! Get away from me! Get away from me! He's trying to get at my eyes!
That'll teach you to try tricks on me.
Well, get him away from me! He's trying to peck my eyes out!
Lucifer, back to your perch.
He bit my hand! It's bleeding!
Serves you right. Next time I won't stop him. Ravens are meat eaters. Lucifer will pick your eyes right out of your head. And your soul right out of your body, Ted. Yes, carry them all the way to Beelzebub, his master, too.
Oh, for heaven's sake, stop that!
Lucifer isn't any ordinary bird. He's a winged demon, straight from the inferno. Yes, and as you sure as the devil, if you harm me, Lucifer will snatch you up and fly off to the pit with you.
I said stop it!
If you don't believe me, ask Mrs. O'Rourke, the building super's wife downstairs. Many's the night she's seen Lucifer flying away from the window in the darkness. His eyes gleaming with red fire, and his claws glowing with phosphorus, off to pay a visit to the devil, his master.
That's just nonsense. Now, if you're finished, I'll take the dishes away. Yeah. You sure you won't lend me the money, Uncle Simon?
No, I won't. But as a reminder, there's $10,000 hidden in the wall here beside my bed. But you shan't have that till I die.
I tell you, there's no other way. If your uncle won't lend you the money, you have to kill him and take it. Do you hear?
No, wait now, Ted. I'm going to sleep now. After they put you in jail, maybe Lucifer and I will come visit you now. And then
The old skinflint. He's asleep.
And when he's asleep, turn on the gas heater and light it so it'll look like it's been blown out. In an hour, he'll be dead and it'll look like an accident.
Yes. I have to do it. I have to do it!
Murder! Murder! Killer! Killer!
After leaving the gas heater in his uncle's tiny room turned on full and unlighted, Ted returned home to his pretty little devil, Rose.
Rose! Rose!
Ted, you did it. Didn't you? I can tell by your face.
Yes. I had to. He absolutely refused to lend me the money.
I told you he would. But you got it anyway, didn't you? Where is it? Let me see it.
Well, I haven't got it yet.
You haven't? Why not?
Well, I couldn't get it until he was dead, of course. Not till the room was filled with the gas and he breathed it for a while.
Oh, oh yes, of course. But I said it would be easy, and it was, wasn't it?
Yes, except for the raven. It attacked me. Look at my hand!
Oh, it's just a scratch. Don't tell me you're still worried about that bird.
Well, suppose it attacks me again when I go back to get the money.
Forget it. The raven will be dead too. The gas will kill it.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course.
In any case, I'm going back with you. We'll wait till midnight. He's sure to be dead by then. Oh, and another thing. The room will be full of gas. We'll have to wear a mask of some kind.
Masks? Why, I hadn't thought of that.
Well, I did. As auditor, you have the keys to the gas company office. We'll go down now and get 2 of the masks the workmen use when they're repairing leaks on the main. In morning, you can replace them and no one will ever know.
It was just after midnight when Ted stood once more in the cold, dark hall outside his uncle's door, Rose at his side.
I don't hear any sound inside.
Of course not. They're both dead. Come on, put on your mask. Let's get this over with.
All right. Here now. This strap goes over your head.
Uh-huh.
Now breathe through your mouth. You can talk, too. These masks are the latest type.
Talk? Yes, I can. Can't I?
There. We're all set. Have your flashlight on? We mustn't turn on any lights. The least spark would explode the gas and blow us sky high.
I know. Come on.
dead.
Of course he is.
Where's the raven? I don't see it anywhere.
Oh, what does it matter? Come on. Help me move the bed. Here, take that end.
All right. Take it easy now. Looks as if he were asleep.
Oh, forget him. Where did he keep the money?
There's a loose board, I think. Listen! The raven! It's still alive!
What? It can't be. I don't hear it.
There! Don't you see it? It's perched right on that chair! It's flapping its wings! And those red eyes are like fire! Get away from me! Get away!
Ted! Get a hold of yourself! There's nothing there! Nothing, I tell you!
There is! It attacked me! Look out! Here he comes again! He's trying to get in my eyes! Keep it away! Keep it away!
Ted, stand still! You've backed us right against the window! I tell you, there's nothing in there! It's just your imagination!
It's coming in my eyes again! I'll stop it! I'll stop it!
Ted, that gun! Where'd you get it?
I brought it with me in case of an emergency! Look out! It's coming at me again!
Ted! No! Don't fire the gun!
Nearly midnight it was, officer. And I'm standing at the window, sipping my... Hey! When up above there's an explosion. You see, they'd fair to wake the dead. Getting outside me window, I see a great flashlight. And what else do you suppose?
You've already told us, Miss Ogle. You saw a man and a woman blown clear out through the window and into the river down there.
Blown out nothing. They was wild through the air, holding on to each other, and that raven had his claws in the man's hair and was flying away with him. Straight, yes, his eyes blazing fire as he took them off. His master, the devil,
Now, Miss O'Rourke, you're letting your imagination run away with you.
No, honest truth, I know what I saw. I know what I saw.
But you can't have seen that because we found the raven dead on the floor beside the old man's bed. Yes, it killed the two of them, both together.
Yes, strange about that. Apparently, Dr. Detecto did not detect that his microphone was muted. Sorry about that. But everything's better now. You know, it was strange about Ted and Rose, wasn't it? Their bodies were never recovered from the river. It was almost as if they really had been carried off to some place not on this earth. But since Lucifer the Raven was found dead beside his master's bed, what do you suppose it was that flew at Ted in the darkness? Birds never have ghosts, or do they?
Dr. Detecto, I think we could all use a breath of fresh air.
Oh, I'm not detecting any change in the oxygen levels.
No, Doctor, I mean it's time for a commercial.
Oh, I didn't see that one coming.
We'll return to Dr. Detecto in just a minute.
Oh no, I'm sorry, dear. I overslept. I'll start the coffee.
No need, sweetheart. I'm already on my second cup. And I'm making yours as we speak.
What? But how? You don't know how to make good coffee.
Ha ha ha. Not true. Even a man can make a perfect coffee in just 5 seconds. All you need is this delicious new G. Washington's instant coffee.
Instant coffee?
Yes, instant coffee. No coffee pot, no grounds, no waste. Think of it. With the new G. Washington's instant coffee, you can have a wonderful cup of delicious coffee, any strength you like, always uniform, in just 5 seconds. So simple, even a man can do it. Just add hot water to half a teaspoon of the new G. Washington coffee crystals, and it's ready. No coffee pot, no soggy grounds, no waste, and it costs no more. The 2-ounce container is equal to a pound of ground coffee. Try it!
Dear sweetheart, I want you to try G. Washington. Look, you just add hot water and...
Wow! I've got a smart husband. This is delicious, and it costs no more than ground coffee.
Not bad for a man, eh, sweetheart?
That's G. Washington's instant coffee. Try some today.
And now, let's return to Dr. Detecto.
I missed that, announcer. Could you say that again?
And now, let's return to Dr. Detecto.
My friends, if you'll come this way, I'd like to show you another interesting object I detected during my excursions into the cemetery outside. Here it is, right here. What's that? You say it's only an old skeleton key? Ah, there's no bones about it. This is actually the key to a decrepit mansion with an adjacent family cemetery I purchased upstate. Fix it up? Perish the thought! So many have perished there already. I wouldn't want to spoil the ambiance of the place. Lots of closet space, and each one has its own skeleton. There's even a twisted tale that goes along with the house. If you'd like, I'll tell it to you. It's called Murder Mansion. For over 100 years, the old house had stood on a cliff, weathering the relentless ocean winds that had battered its gray shingles. Now, in the living room of the real estate agent, a Mr. Griffin and the new buyer, Mr. Burley, are completing the arrangements of the sale.
Only one thing bothers me, Mr. Griffith. That graveyard just outside the window there. Are you sure there's nothing that can be done about it?
I'm sorry, Mr. Burley. You know the conditions set down in the deed. The Crandall family burial ground must remain on the property and untampered with.
Well, those Crandalls must have been a morbid family, having themselves buried right next to the house they lived in.
Yes, they were peculiar. I guess they figured it was a way of keeping the family together.
You shouldn't laugh, Mr. Griffin.
What? What are you doing here?
I hope I'm not too late. This is the gentleman who's planning to buy the house?
Mr. Burley's already bought it.
I'm sorry.
Hey, look, what is this, Griffin? Who is this woman?
I'm Enid Wingnit. Mr. Burley, please. We must sell this house immediately. To me.
Sell it? That's ridiculous. I just bought it.
Mr. Griffin, never should have allowed you to.
Now see here, Miss Wingnitz.
Just a minute, Griffin. I want to hear what she has to say.
Well, all right. But as you can see, she isn't exactly accountable.
No. You're bad, Mr. Griffin. You promised to sell the house to me, but you couldn't wait until I had the money, could you?
I'm in the real estate business, not charity.
Mrs. Wingnitz, I still want to hear why Griffith shouldn't have sold me this house.
Because, Mr. Burley, a house isn't just a thing made of wood and stone and mortar. It's also a living, breathing creature. It accepts and rejects people just the way we do. I was born a Crandall, and only a Crandall may live here. Anybody but a Crandall would be an enemy within these walls. You'd never spend a happy moment here. No.
Well, you see, Mr. Burley, I told you, she doesn't make any sense.
Please, Mr. Burley, it's for your own sake. You see, sell it to me now.
Look, you can't frighten me into a quick sale. No, I know a great buy when I see one. My wife and I will be living here within a few days.
I'm sorry, Mr. Burley, but I don't think you will. I don't think you will ever live here.
Maggie! Oh, Maggie!
Mr. Burley?
Oh, Ada, where's Mrs. Burley? I want to tell her that I got the house at my price.
Oh, sir, you'd better go upstairs. The doctor's still there.
Doctor? What's the matter?
Mr. Burley,
What is it, Ada? What is it?
your wife is dead.
What?
She seemed so well after lunch. She was upstairs napping, and she didn't come down at her usual time. I went up. I tried to wake her, but...
What? Maggie's dead? No, it can't be. It just can't be.
I tried to get you everywhere.
But she hadn't been sick. There's no reason why she should die.
Dr. Mothman said the same thing. He said that... Oh, I'll get it. Coming. Coming. Almost there. Hello?
Is Mr. Burley there, please?
Oh, Mr. Burley can't come to the phone right now. He is...
It's all right, Ada. I'll take it.
Yes, sir.
Coming. On my way. Almost there. Any minute now. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Burley. This is Mrs. Wingnit. I've called to ask you if you've changed your mind about selling me the house.
A few weeks later, and Mr. Burley has settled into his newly purchased house.
Can I bring you something, Mr. Burley?
No, Ada, thank you.
Sir, I know that it's none of my business, but maybe you shouldn't have come to live in this house. Maybe you should have sold it to Mrs. Winget.
I had to come here. I have to prove to myself that a house can have no evil influence over life and death.
Of course it can't.
And yet, according to the doctor, my wife passed away almost at the very moment I bought this house. I'm so confused. I don't know what to think.
I'm not one to butt in, but you are letting the house have an effect on you. You haven't moved from that window all evening.
Well, it's the only chair in the room, and just trying to figure things out.
You've been standing there staring at the graveyard, sir.
Wait, I thought I was sitting. Oops. I'm all right, Ada. Now, let me alone.
Yes, sir. Good night, Mr. Burley.
Yeah, good night. Ada!
What is it, sir? Do you want a chair? I could bring...
No, Ada. That graveyard out there, when the lightning flashed, I saw it.
You saw what?
There was a new headstone among the old ones. A brand new headstone. I need to sit down.
I'll get a chair.
Mr. Griffin, how long ago was the last Crandall buried in the graveyard out there?
The last one? Let's see. Yes, that was Vincent Crandall, and he died 20 years ago.
20 years? Then his headstone would have been a little worn by this time.
Well, sure it would, but what are you...
Then what is the meaning of the new headstone?
New?
Come to the window, I'll show you.
Oh, now, Mr. Burley.
There's a brand new headstone out there over a fresh grave.
But that's impossible.
I saw it the first night when the lightning flashed.
You must be imagining things.
to see yourself. Here, take this flashlight, shine it out there on the graves, and see for yourself.
All right.
Well?
Mr. Burley, maybe you better see a doctor.
Doctor?
Those are all old headstones out there. The new one is only in your mind.
No, give me that flashlight. Mr. Griffin, what? Where?
Now you've been under a terrible strain. Your wife's sudden death. Very little furniture. Maybe it's getting to you.
I don't know what made me think I saw a new headstone out. Wait, I want to sell this house right away.
Well, you see, it takes a little time to arrange a sale.
Okay, what about that wingnits woman? She'll buy it. She's been bothering me all alone to sell it to her.
Yes, but Miss Wingnits can't pay you a decent price.
I don't care. I'll take anything she offers. I want you to get back in touch with her.
All right, Mr. Burley. I'll call her in the morning.
No. I can't wait until then. I want this house sold tonight.
I still don't understand, Mr. Griffin, why Mr. Burley had to bring me out here this time of night.
Well, he's made up his mind, and he wants to close the deal tonight. That's why I brought you here, despite my better judgment.
Well, you don't want me to have this house, do you?
Look, Miss Wingnits, I don't care who gets it, just as long as it's at a decent price.
So you can get a higher commission. You're a very selfish man, Mr. Griffin.
I'm not in business for love.
Well, but your wife did well to leave you.
You leave her out of this. But yeah, she was as crazy as you are. Oh, why doesn't he answer the door? What's taking him so long?
Oh, mercy! What was that?
Someone screaming. Where'd it come from? Look, the garage. There's a light on there. Come on.
Well, whoever screamed must be in that garage.
Well, we'll soon find out.
Maybe it isn't safe for us to go in there.
It's a chance I'm going to have to take. What? Ada?
Oh, Mr. Griffin.
Was it you who screamed?
Yes,
Why? What happened?
Mr. Burley,
What is it, Ada? What about Mr. Burley?
he's dead.
What? What?
He left the house an hour ago. I looked out the window and noticed that the garage he was lit. I came out and found him slumped over the car, with the car running.
How dreadful.
Ugh, this place must be filled with carbon monoxide fumes.
Well, it wouldn't have happened, none of it, if he hadn't bought the house. See?
Now, look, Miss Wingness, this is no time for superstitious nonsense of yours.
She's right, Mr. Griffin.
See?
It is nonsense.
What do you mean, Ada?
Look, here, on the back seat of the car.
Good Lord. A new headstone.
A week has passed since Mr. Burley's death, and the real estate agent, Mr. Griffin, has found a new buyer.
Here's your check, Mr. Griffin.
Ah, thank you, Mr. Wagner.
I consider this house a real buy.
Well, you're the only person who's had any interest in it since Mr. Burley died. Place has gotten a bad name. Most people are superstitious, I guess. Wouldn't live here if you paid them.
Superstition never bothered me. Mr. Griffin.
Yes.
What are you looking at out the window?
That graveyard out there. I don't understand.
Understand? What are you trying to say?
There were always 10 graves out there, I'm sure. But now, there's 11.
I'm sorry, Miss Wignitz, but nothing you say can persuade me to sell.
Well, please, Mr. Wagner, for your own sake, don't be stubborn. It may cost you your life. You don't... You know what happened to Mr. Burley and his wife?
Well, I've always prided myself on being a jinx breaker.
Oh, what? Be sensible, you see. That's a very silly reason to live here.
Maybe I have another reason, too.
Oh, what do you mean?
Charles Burley was a very close friend of mine.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
I told it to Mr. Griffin. Now I'm telling you. I knew Burley like a brother, everything about him. Mrs. Wingnuts, he wasn't the type to commit suicide.
Number one, it's Wingnitz. Thank you very much. Oh, but he didn't commit suicide.
Oh, you seem to know a lot about it.
I do.
And maybe you can tell me who killed him.
I can.
Who?
This house is the killer. You see.
Oh, look.
No, but it is Mr. Wagner. I know. You don't believe me, do you?
Of course not.
Well, soon you'll find out. You'll find out that I'm telling the truth.
That sounds like a threat.
No, Mr. Wagner. I'm not threatening you. I'm just trying to help, really. I'm just giving you a chance to live. You see, one more chance to sell me this house at my price.
And if I refuse?
If you don't sell it to me now, well then, I'll buy it after your death.
I see. Well, Mrs. Wingnitz, there's nothing more we can talk about. I'm sure you know your way out. Good afternoon.
Good day, Mr. Wagner? Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Toodaloo.
Yes. Goodbye. Farewell.
Goodbye, Mrs. Wingnits.
Hello, Mrs. Wingnits.
What? Ada, what are you doing here?
Oh, didn't you know? I'm Mr. Wagner's new maid.
Hello.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes, Miss Wingnits. What do you want?
Mrs. Wingnits, who's that? Come over to the Crandall house right away. Mr. Wagner wants to see you.
What? Why? Isn't this Mrs. Wingnits?
No, Wingnits here. Anyway, it's very important, Mr. Griffin. Come as quickly as you can.
Yes, but who is... Hello? Oh, for the love of...
Your number, please?
Operator, get me main 6539 and hurry.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir, but that line's disconnected.
Disconnected? What? That's impossible. I just spoke to someone at that number. Try them again.
I'm sorry, sir, but I checked. There's no way I can get you to that number.
Come in, Mr. Griffin.
Oh. What, Mrs. Wingnits? What are you doing here at the Crandall house?
Well, I was waiting for you, Mr. Griffin.
I don't understand.
Come in, please. I was the one who called you on the phone to come here. I didn't say who I was because I didn't want to mention names.
Uh-huh. Look, I tried to call the phone here right after you hung up, but the operator said the line is disconnected.
It is. Yeah, the wire. It's been cut. I walked down the road to the gas station to call you to come out here.
Miss Wingnits, just what is all this about anyway? Why are you here, and where's Ada? And Mr. Wagner?
Well, Ada's left. She's gone away. Good.
What?
Well, on the hall table over there, a note from Ada to Mr. Wagner explaining why she left.
And what about Mr. Wagner himself? Where is he?
In the dining room. No, oh, wait, please don't go in there yet. He's dead.
Mr. Wagner dead?
When I came in, he was slumped over the table.
Oh, you came in, huh?
Well, why you say it like that, Mr. Griffin. You make it sound like you think that I killed poor Mr. Wagner.
Well, what should I think?
Oh, I wouldn't do a thing like that.
Then suppose you tell me exactly what you're doing out here tonight.
Well, it's like this, Mr. Griffin. I was home in bed. But I couldn't sleep, you see. A strange feeling kept running through me that I should come out here and try to convince Mr. Wagner that we should sell the house before another day had passed. Really.
Oh, a feeling, huh?
Look, you have to believe me.
Oh, sure.
When I arrived out here, the door was open and everything is just as you see it.
What about the police?
Well, I didn't call for them.
Why not?
Because I wanted to speak to you first.
Speak to me? With a murdered man in the next room?
It wasn't murder. It was just the will of this house. And I want this house.
And you'd do anything to get it, wouldn't you?
Oh, yes. Anything.
Even murder? Yes, Mrs. Wingnitz. I'm driving down the road to that gas station to make a phone call to call the police.
Mr. Griffin! Mr. Griffin, wait!
Ada? Why, Ada? What are you doing here?
I was watching you and Miss Wingnitz through the window.
Mr. Wagner is dead.
I know.
But how could you? You left the house this morning.
I saw his body slumped over the table. You think the same thing as I do, don't you?
What do you mean by that?
You suspect Mrs. Wingnitz, too.
In a way. But I also suspect you, Ada.
Me?
But I can't exactly figure out what your game is.
Game? I have no game.
Then why did you leave a note saying you were going away?
Oh, what note?
There's no use lying. I saw it myself on the hall table.
But you must be mistaken. Today is my day off. I left the house early this morning. I didn't write a note.
If you're telling the truth...
I am!
Then I know who did write that note. You wait right here for me. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Keep your eye on the house.
Where are you going?
The phone inside is disconnected. I'm going down the road to call the police.
I'll go with you.
Why?
I'd rather not stay here alone.
Mrs. Wingness doesn't know you're out here. You're safe.
Well, just the same, I'd feel better if I went with you.
I'm not taking you with me.
You act as if you're afraid of me.
Maybe I am.
But why?
Why? Because when Mr. Burley died, you were in the house. The same with Mr. Burley. When Mrs. Burley died, you were in the house. The same with Mr. Burley. And now Mr. Wagner. You were there. Every victim died, Ada. I won't let you in this car with me.
You called the police, Mr. Griffin?
Yes. They're on their way out now. By the way, what are you doing here in this kitchen?
Oh, just walking through the rooms, recalling the happy moments I spent here when I was young.
You sure that's the only reason?
Why, yes.
I thought maybe Ada had something to do with it.
Ada? You know very well why. She's left. You saw her note.
Ada didn't write that note.
What?
I talked to her outside this house 15 minutes ago. She was to wait out here for me until I got back. She isn't there. What's happened to her?
I didn't see Ada. But wait.
What is it?
It couldn't be. Well, I talked to her outside this house 15 minutes ago. She was to wait out. Oh, no, that's your line. Well, about 5 minutes ago. Yes, I thought I heard something move down in the cellar.
The cellar?
Yes, but then I thought it was just my imagination.
Hold on a minute.
What? What's the matter?
Just now, I heard it too. Something or someone is down there. Come on, we're going down into the cellar to look around.
Mr. Griffin, look! It's lit down there in the cellar.
Yep. Go on. You're going first so I can keep my eye on you.
Mr. Griffin!
What is it?
The hole in the floor there.
Huh?
One of the stone flooring slabs has been removed. There's an old well down there. And I remember it was used back when I was a little girl.
Yes. And I can see the slab was freshly removed. I wonder why.
Mr. Griffin!
What now?
Behind you, in the shadows, look! There's a woman's body.
It's Ada.
She's dead.
Yes, I know.
Why? You say that as if you were sure we would find her this way.
I was sure. You see, Miss Wignitz, I killed her.
What?
I didn't have quite enough time to dispose of her body in the old well here. I heard you moving about upstairs in the kitchen.
Why? Why did you kill her, Mr. Griffin?
Because she insisted on living in this house like the others.
Then it wasn't this house. It wasn't because they weren't Crandalls.
Of course not. But your idiotic superstition about this place helped my plan. Mrs. Burley's sudden peculiar death was a lucky coincidence for me. It gave me the idea for the others. I needed a series of deaths to completely destroy the value of this place so no one would ever live in it.
But why?
On several occasions, Mrs. Wignitz, you mentioned my wife. You see, you were wrong about her, as everybody else was wrong. She didn't run away from me. She would have, but I killed her, and her body is down at the bottom of that well, just as Ada's will be, and just as yours soon will be.
But the police are coming. They'll find you out.
You foolish old woman. Do you really think I called them? Now, Mrs. Wignitz.
No, please, don't come near me.
You wanted to stay in this house. Now you will. Forever. You're going to get the thing you wanted most. What? No!
You're not going to kill her, too.
Ada!
Yes, Ada.
No, it can't be. You're dead.
Not yet. Not completely. I've just enough life left.
No! No! Oh, my leg! Let go! Let me go! The well
Ada. Oh, Ada. You thought it was nonsense, didn't you, Mr. Griffin? But it was this house that kept her alive, long enough to protect me. My house, Mr. Griffin.
Well, as they say, all's well that ends in a well. What did you think of that Griffin character? Just goes to show how a property agent can sink to such an unreal estate. Yes, sir, that's what I call tripping over your own plot. Now, Mrs. Wingnitz will never be lonely. No, when things get dull, she can always step outside the house and dig up a relative or two. Now, if you'll come this way, I'll show you my amazing collections of dentures and orthodontic appliances. I have a special detector for... oh, you have to go? Ah, yes, I see the tow truck is waiting outside. Well, stop by again sometime, won't you? I'm always home. Here, in my library and museum of the weird and unexplained, next to a cemetery where it's always storming, and you can find me detecting things with my detectors out there in the cemetery.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Detecto, for waiting for me.
Friggin' time.
Friends, we'll be back next time for more strange tales from Dr. Detecto's library and Museum of the Weird and Unexplained. Until next time, unpleasant dreams.
Thank you for tuning in to our performance of Strange Tales from Dr. Detecto's Library and Museum of the Weird and Unexplained. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone involved in making this production possible. Our actors, T.J. Anthony, Kat Peterson, Brandon P. Jenkins, Trendane Sparks, Liisa Lee, and Damon Alums. Our technical producer and advisor was June Yoon. Our music for Strange Tales was created by Jon Steadman. The Theremin Theater horror show theme was created by Jef Leeson. And the whole fiasco was produced and directed by yours truly, George Ledoux. Thank you for tuning in, and have a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!